Alright, let's do lubrication systems. If an oil filter element becomes completely clogged, the bypass valve will open and the oil pump will supply unfiltered oil. Some large reciprocating engines use a compensating oil pressure relief valve to provide a high engine oil pressure when the oil is cold and automatically lower the oil pressure when the oil warms up. The purpose of direct bleed air to outer turbine case on some engines is to provide optimal turbine blade tip clearance by controlling thermal expansion. Gas turbine and reciprocating engine oils can be mixed or used interchangeably. Most gas turbine engine oil are synthetic. Only 2 is true.
Was I snoring or something? Is that what you...
After making weld repair to pressurized type turbine engine oil tanks, the tanks should be pressure checked to not less than 5 psi plus the maximum operating pressure of the tank. Under which of the following conditions is the oil controller flow control valve opened on a reciprocating engine? When the temperature of the oil returning from the engine is too low. The basic oil pressure relief valve stating for a newly overhauled engine is made in the overhaul shop. Oil picks up most of the heat from which of the following turbine engine components? Turbine bearing. Where are sludge chambers when used in an aircraft engine lubricating system usually located? In the crankshaft throws. The engine oil temperature regulator is usually located between which of the following on a dry sump reciprocating engine? the scavenger pump outlet, and the oil storage tank. The valve assemblies of an opposed reciprocating engine are lubricated by means of pressure system. What will result if an oil filter becomes completely blocked? Oil will flow at the normal rate through the system. Low oil pressure can be determined to the internal engine components. However, high oil pressure will should be limited to engine manufacturers' recommendations. A drop in oil pressure may be caused by foreign materials under the relief valve. In an axial flow turbine engine, compressor bleed air is sometimes used to aid in cooling the turbine vanes, blades, and bearings. Manufacturers normally require turbine engine oil servicing within a short time after engine shutdown, primarily to prevent overservicing. In order to maintain a constant oil pressure as the clearance between the moving parts of an engine increase through normal wear, the supply pump output remains relatively constant at any given RPM, with less oil being returned to the pump inlet by the relief valve. What is the primary purpose of the hopper located in the oil supply tank of some dry sump engines? Engine installations. To reduce the time required to warm the oil to operating temperatures. At cruise RPM, some oil will flow through the relief valve of a gear type engine oil pump. This is normally as the relief valve is set at a pressure which is lower than the pressure pump's capabilities. What type of oil do most engine manufacturers recommend after a new reciprocating engine break-in? Ashless depressant oil. Compared to reciprocating engine oils, the type of oils used in turbine engines have less tendency to produce lacquer or coke. The main oil filters strain the oil at which point in the system. Just after it leaves the pressure pump. The pumping capacity of the scavenger pump in a dry sump aircraft engine lubrication system is greater than the capacity of the oil supply. Wet sump oil systems are most commonly used in gas turbine engines. In most turbine engine oil tanks, a slight pressurization of the tank is desired to ensure a positive flow of oil. Only two is true. Fuel may be used to cool oil in gas turbine engines. Ram air may be used to cool oil in gas turbine engines. Both 1 and 2 are true. What is the purpose of the check valve generally used in a dry sump lubrication system? To prevent the oil from the supply tank from seeping into the crankcase during inoperative periods. The purpose of a relief valve installed in the tank venting system of a turbine engine oil tank is to prevent pump cavitation by maintaining a constant pressure on the oil inlet. Where is the oil of a dry sump reciprocating engine exposed to the temperature control valve sensing unit?